continues for our area basketball teams. Tonight we check in on the other side of the river. The section championship tournament's continuing in Minnesota. We started at AA level with the DGF Rebels hosting the East Grand Forks Green Wave in their Section 8 quarterfinal. The Rebs are coming off of their 26-point win over War Road in the opening round, but they're in a battle here with the Green Wave. We're tied at 11 in the first half, but the ball is popped loose by Chase Lindgren. The freshman takes this one all the way in, avoiding the block to give the Eastsiders a 2-point lead. DGF responding on their next possession, though. Owen Leach crashing into the paint, sinking this one through a tough foul for the and one. He hits the free throw to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, reclaiming the DGF lead in the process. Moving ahead in the half now, EGF back on top, but the Rebels not going anywhere. The quick pass over to Carson Steechin in the corner. Nothing but nylon from three-point territory. We are tied up once again. EGF answering with the corner three with one of their own. This time it's Drew Carpenter with the open look, and he drains it. East Grand Forks back on top again as the roller coaster continues. Final minutes of the first half now. DGF with possession. Drew Sheely finds just enough daylight to get to the basket. The hard-fought bucket cutting in to that Grand Forks lead, and the Rebels would eventually get a bit of separation in this contest, advancing to the semifinals with a 75-62 win. But who will the Rebels play in the semifinals? I am so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the bracket. DGF will meet a team on quite the Cinderella run. The Barnesville Trojans, who came into the tournament as the 7th seed, upset the 2nd-seeded Perham Yellow Jackets to advance. They'll meet on Wednesday night at Detroit Lakes High School. On the other side of the bracket, it will be Thief River Falls and Hawley playing for a spot in the title game. And nothing too dramatic in the Section 8 Single A bracket, with one notable exception. The Fertile Beltrami Falcons advancing with a 1-point win over Cass Lake Bena. They'll meet Fosston in the semifinals. And it's the top two teams on the other side of the bracket meeting in their semifinal. Reigning champion Sacred Heart will meet Warren Alvarado Oslo. And day one of NFL free agency is in the books. The Minnesota Vikings have already added a former first-round pick to their roster. The Vikings signed former New Orleans Saints defensive lineman Marcus Davenport. He was the 14th overall pick in 2018. He tallied 21.5 sacks in 63 games with New Orleans. He finished last season with just half a sack on the year. It will be a one-year deal with the Vikings worth $13 million. Minnesota's going to have some work to do on the defensive side of the ball. They released linebacker Eric Kendricks and saw cornerback Patrick Peterson sign with the Steelers this afternoon. Now, Stacey, Kendricks announced that he was signing with the Chargers earlier today. Former Vikings D lineman Dalvin Tomlinson, this one just came through, actually. Breaking news. Nice. He's set to join the Cleveland Browns. So free agency in full swing. We got a lot to see where it shakes out, including Carson Wentz, still in the open market.